I did a small three-part series along the lines of this last year, where in part one we went back and took a look at the original Golf Club game. In the second part, then we went back and took a look at the Golf Club 2, and then we finished things off with the Golf Club 2019. So basically going back to where it all began and having a look at where the franchise actually started and where it currently is now and how it's developed over the years. And I mean, although you can find plenty of videos of all three games and some that switch back and forth between them, I haven't actually come across any that has gameplay of, in this case, TGC2 and TGC2019 actually side by side at the same time. So the idea of this video is actually just to talk about some of the differences between the two of them and some of the things that I personally myself, my own opinions, like to see in the next TGC game whenever it may be, even though to be honest I cannot see it happening before the PS5 and Xbox Series X come out. So on the left hand side of the video you're going to see gameplay from TGC 2019 at Faxon Park Golf Club, and on the right hand side of the screen you're going to see gameplay from TGC2, which is also at Faxon Park. So pretty much not really else to say now for the intro, apart from we'll bring both the gameplays on screen and let's get this going. So the video is kind of more aimed towards those who may be fairly new to the game, to the franchise itself, so maybe only starting off in TGC 2019, but hopefully those of you who've been playing since the very beginning, since day one of TGC 1, hopefully maybe you'll enjoy it as well. And just before we actually do start getting into things properly, I'd just actually like to say a big thanks just for the idea for this video. Even though I did do that three-part series about a year ago, I'd like to say a big thanks to a few of the guys who, in passing comments, TGC2 has cropped up a few times, but also as well to recently, I think it was about a week or so ago, about a week and a half ago, early 1981, actually did a video with gameplay playing around on TGC2. That kind of helped to spark the idea for this video. So the course choice for this video, I was torn between actually doing an RCR course, and I had a number of them jumping around in my head that were available in both TGC 2019 and TGC2. But the only problem was I kept on coming back and nitpicking between courses that I've already featured on the channel a number of times. So it was kind of like, what'll I do? I don't really want to feature them again. So best thing to do, we'll pick actually a HBO official course. So I went ahead with Faxon Park Golf Club, couldn't think of the name of it there. Now the differences between the courses, actually everything, because in TGC2 you could not change the course conditions, you couldn't change the wind speed or wind direction. You were at the mercy of whatever conditions the designer set them out when designing them, and you were at the mercy of whatever wind conditions, direction and speed that the game threw at you when you went to play that round. So I did the same then for TGC 2019. But one noticeable difference was actually in TGC2, even though in both games fairways and greens are firm and green speed is medium fast, in TGC2, hopefully I'm actually getting this the right way around. I can barely actually see it now on the screen that I'm looking at now, but hopefully I'm getting it the right way around. In TGC2 the green speed is actually 166, but in TGC 2019 it's 131, so there is a bit of a noticeable difference there. Even though they're rated the same as being medium fast, TGC 2019 is on the slower end of that scale and TGC2 is on the faster end. But hopefully that's what I was saying. Hopefully, it'll come across well. It'll show a good difference actually, seeing as how it is exactly the same as well. There's been apart from the green speeds, there's been no adjustments made as far as I'm aware, porting it across to TGC 2019. But in regards to clubs, obviously I use master clubs on TGC 2019. I've only ever used the beginner and pro clubs once, and that was for another specific two-part video that I did. Just showing that all club sets can keep up with each other and compete against each other. So I used tour clubs in the TGC2 gameplay footage, and what I tried to do was I tried to keep pretty much the same club set that that I do actually have in TGC 2019. So the only thing that I had to change was, the yardages are a little bit different. So obviously I have in TGC 2019 I have the driver, the 2 wood, 5 wood, 4 iron down through to the 9 iron, and then the 4 wedges. I used to have it slightly different in TGC2, but as I say, I tried to match it up, but the yardages were off, so I had to swap out the 2 wood in TGC2 for the 3 wood, because in TGC 2019 the 2 wood on master clubs that carries 253 yards, but in TGC2 it carries 265 yards, so I dropped that down to the 3 wood, which carries 255, and it was the same then for the 5 wood. In TGC 2019 that carries 226 yards, but in TGC2 it carries 235 yards, so I dropped that back down to the 6 wood, which is 225 excuse me, 225 yard carry. There's a few little noticeable differences in yardage with all of the irons, so like for running down through them quickly, I'll do TGC 2019 yardages first, and then I'll scoot down through the TGC2 ones. So like 4 iron 203, 5 iron 194, 6 iron 183, 7 iron 172, 8 iron 160 and 9 iron 148, whereas on TGC2 it's 4 iron is 205, 5 iron is 192, 6 iron 179, 7 iron 168, 8 iron 155 and 9 iron 142. The 4 wedges, pitch and wedge is in TGC 2019, pitch and wedge is 136, gap wedge 122, sand wedge 108 and lob wedge 94, whereas in TGC2 pitch and wedge is 130, gap wedge 115, sand wedge 100 flat and lob wedge is 85. So I mean there is some differences there, but I wanted to keep pretty much as close as I could the same clubs in the bag. So I did just have to, I felt personally myself that I had to swap out the 2 wood for the 3 wood and the 5 wood for the 6 wood. That's the one, yeah. But noticeable differences anyway. I'm sure right now on screen you can probably see the noticeable difference there off the tee. In TGC 2019 there's obviously spectator seating area right behind the tee, so that was showing up on screen there. But like, I mean, straight away though, obviously one big noticeable difference is obviously the shot feedback. And actually just looking at on screen now, it's actually the HUD in general. In TGC 2019 it actually, in my own opinion, it looks more polished, clean and professional. I mean, that's nothing personal against HB Studios over the work that they did on TGC2 and TGC1, but it just looks a little bit more professional. It actually has that sort of I know it does have the PGA license with it, but it does have that kind of that PGA sort of vibe. The way that it's done with the, like, in, for example, just with this blue theme to it now, that sort of PGA vibe to it. So it looks a little bit cleaner and such, but obviously as well is the shot feedback, and that's a big difference. Now I will touch on the shot feedback again later on, but like it again, it looks, that was a much greatly appreciated, I suppose you could say, improvement over TGC2 and TGC1 as well, but more so TGC2 with the introduction of the tempo. But it looks a lot more polished, it looks more cleaner and professional compared to the shot feedback in TGC2. As I say, I will come back to that a little later on in the video anyway, but here's a putt and just burning it there in TGC 2019. Now, as I say, it is hard for me to actually pick or to view this properly, because I'm not messing when I say this. I'm literally about 2 feet away from a 50-inch screen, because I mean what you're seeing on screen now is a picture-in-picture. Now if you take that 16:9 with picture-in-picture and bring it down again to do another picture-in-picture, because I'm recording the audio after the gameplay, I've got an even smaller screen. It's just all pixelated. I can't even tell what hole we're on now at the moment. I think is it 5 or 6 or something like that. I'll try and see a scorecard here. 1, 2, 3. So TGC2 just coming on to 6th hole. So I think I've lost track. I think, are we behind? Are we just behind on TGC 2019? Yeah, I think that's the 5th hole there. What I tried to do as well is, because obviously there's one gameplay difference as well. TGC2 you could not speed up your shots, so I'm not sure if it's already been done. There was a par 5. Is there a par 5 coming up? It could be coming up. I'd say, I don't know. I've lost track now. But where the ball went in both gameplays, went for it in 2. And in TGC 2019, in both cases, like, the ball was well, actually in TGC2, sorry, it was trundling a little bit back down the slope. Where in TGC 2019 you can speed that up, but in TGC2 if you caught a slope and that ball was just trickling its way down that slope. You had to wait for it to finish. That was a very, very big welcome change for TGC 2019, was the ability to actually speed up the shots. But a nice good tee shot. I found myself as well actually in TGC2, and I did do a couple of warm-up rounds to get a feel for it, because the loft was actually a lot different as well compared to TGC 2019. I had to play a couple of warm-up rounds. I was actually having to look at my controller and listen to the sound of the golfer on the backswing in order to be able to swing straight. I just could not get the feel for it, getting to keep it inside the cone. And that's you see that big pull to the left there. Now, if that swing was in TGC 2019, I would not be over. Actually, I think, is this the... Actually, sorry, that's hole 8 there on TGC20. I'd say it's all blurry now because of the way that it's shrunken down so much on me. That was hole 7 there. So actually, just onto hole 8, and just holes out there on TGC2. But yeah, it noticed, I'm sure a lot of you have noticed that you don't get punished anywhere near as severe in TGC 2019 as what you did in TGC2. Those of you who definitely have played all 3 games will know that you can work the tempo a lot easier to your advantage in TGC 2019, whereas in TGC2, if I tried to do a fast downswing to get some extra yardage, in TGC2 I'm pretty much up shit creek without a paddle. I'd be lucky if I'm staying within the bounds of the course, like that ball will go. Whereas TGC 2019, you can smash the arse off the ball and get some extra yardage, and if you've got wind in your favour, you're getting a nice big drive. But you had to really, for me anyway, some other people may have been more different. You really had to get your tempo bang on, perfect every time, and keep it inside that cone, or else you were just, as I said, you were up shit creek basically. So that's, I'll touch onto that a little bit more in the video now in a few minutes, when I'm talking about things that I'd like to see for a future game. But my personal thoughts on what has actually kept the golf club going and is continuing to help make it even more popular as well. What's kept it going, my own personal opinion, is 2 main things, ever since the very first golf club. And that is, number 1, the course designer. When this game was first announced in, 2013 I think it was, myself and I know a number of others were all like, ooh, this looks good, cannot wait for this to come out, this looks amazing. When the game eventually came out, I actually completely forgot all about it. It just completely went under the radar. I think it was about a week after release that I just got on one night and I was looking through my friends list. I said, right, come on, who's on? We'll do the usual Call of Duty, Battlefield, whatever it was I'm going to be playing. I was just looking down to see who was on. I was like, the golf club? The hell is the golf club? And then somebody up in my head just clicked forward and said, oh yeah, that game's coming out. So I went ahead and got it myself, and I played it for a while. But I was kind of only getting what we'd all call now the auto-generated courses and stuff. Nobody was really familiar at the time with the course designer. Obviously the proper designers were probably busy working away, but you're getting the auto-generated courses, what we call the Mickey Mouse courses, all them, and the wacky crazy, and I wasn't enjoying it, so I actually stopped playing. And it was early into 2015 then. It was about, I think it was about the end of going to the end of January. I decided one night, I haven't played the game in a good while, so I was having a few beers, said, you know what, screw it, stick on the golf club, live stream it on Twitch. And a few people dropped into the stream, and one person actually said to me, and this is moving into the second point now, why I think the game is still going, why it's getting stronger as well. Somebody said to me, have you heard of TGC Tours? I said, no, what's TGC Tours? He said, just go tgctours.com, register, check it out, you'll enjoy the game much more. And that really brought back life for the game for me. I've been playing it ever since, well, obviously. So that's, you've got to say as well, in regards to TGC Tours, you got to say a big massive thanks to Tim, Doyley, Crazy Canuck, Victory Ellen Sports, Smiling Goats, and a number of other guys that are on the staff as well, all keeping things going. Considering the fact that you have your own personal lives, you got your day jobs and all that stuff, and you do this in your own spare time free. You don't get paid for doing it, for running TGC Tours and stuff. And to really help keep the community going. As I say, this has been that, and for designers, those are the two main things that ever since the beginning have been the lifeblood of the game. And again, it's nothing personal against HB Studios for the work that they did on both the Golf Club 1, the Golf Club 2 and 2019. Like fantastic work. Absolutely love the series, especially though ever since discovering TGC Tours. So I'm like, hats off to absolutely everybody. But also as well, then more so, I'm not sure really about the Golf Club 1, but definitely from the Golf Club 2 onwards anyway, is another thing that's been helping keep the franchise going and promoting it as well, is YouTubers, Twitch streamers. So I mean, again, like Crazy Canuck, Jim Game, early 1981, got PJN Gaming, have a crack, and Apex Legend, or sorry, not Apex Legend, it's the fucking game, idiot. Apex Hound. Am I even getting that? Now I'm going blank now. Am I getting the name right? I'm pretty sure I am, yeah. And another YouTuber. I haven't heard anything from in a long time, so hopefully everything's going okay for him now. He's just kind of really slipped under the radar now, but did quite a lot of content during TGC2 and a good bit of content during TGC 2019 as well. It was also Tim Wilson, and I mean myself as well. Like, I mean, I'm not tooting my own horn or anything like that, but videos going out there and people maybe never picking up the game before, or never hearing it popping up and they're suggesting like, oh, what's this? And like, I mean, they're into a bit of game, they like golf. Do you know what? I'll pick it up, because ever since all the crazy stuff that's going on at the moment in the world, there has been a massive surge in people picking up the game, whether it's on sale, whether it's just out of boredom or whatever, try something new, or even people who are into golf but were never really into gaming, maybe just because of all the circumstances surrounding us all now at the moment, picked up a PS4 or Xbox, or decided like just try it on PC as well, and picked it up, gotten into it, and the community's just growing and getting more and more popular. Like, I mean, we'd regularly get over on the PS4 community page on Facebook. What did I knock off there? Daily we're getting a good number of people requesting to join that. But I mean, it's just, again, just more and more people coming in. It's a massive surge, and I'm hoping, really do hope now that it continues to grow and the community gets stronger and stronger. But I mean, like, moving on from that as well, like what I'd like to see now. Me, again, these are all me. This is all going to be my own personal opinions. Some of you may disagree with me. Some of you may well agree with me. The whole lot of you may agree with me. The whole lot of you may disagree with me. It's, at the end of the day, I'll say it's my own personal opinions. What I'd like to see in the future TGC games. And I was mentioning a few minutes ago about, if you were slightly, there was one of the shots I commented on TGC2 where it was off out of cone and I massively pulled left. So it was difficulty. Again, I can't speak for everybody in the TGC community, but like for myself personally, when TGC 2019 came out, obviously myself personally, I went straight to master clubs, and there just wasn't, they were nowhere near as difficult as what people were expecting them to be. It's so much more forgiving than TGC2. If you're slightly off, you have a slightly errant shot on TGC2, again, as I said, you could well potentially be up shit creek without a paddle. In TGC 2019, you get away with blue murder half the time. With some of your swings, you could be outside the swing plane or shot cone, whatever you want to call it, in 2019. But it's hardly going to affect the ball. Whereas if you're that way in TGC2, it's like, go off into that heavy rough and try and find your ball. Like, if you hit your shot like that in real life, you're looking for your ball for the next 20 minutes. Like, I mean, decent swing there in TGC2. And it's hard to make out, but I think it looks like the swing line there in 2019 was pushed out to the right, but yeah, it's barely affected. Now I wasn't watching what way I set it up, but that's a par 5 anyway, I know that. And I'm set up now for an eagle shot, putting off the fringe. So I'd like to, no, I mean, before everybody goes jumping down into the comments and sticks caps lock on to tear me a new one, for like what I'm getting at is basically jump up the difficulty. Keep everything, like, if you want to keep 3 club sets, keep 3 club sets. So say if it's going to be beginner, pro and master, again, keep them all, say if we were to keep them all exactly the same as what they are now, but bring in a 4th club set, maybe call them elite or something like that. So they could be the exact same carry distance wise, as the master clubs, but a much more narrow margin for error. So you're slightly outside the cone, that ball's flying off to the right, left, or whatever, you're shanking it, hooking it, whatever it is, and really going to be punished for any slightly bad shots. Another thing that we need, and I think I speak for a good majority of the community anyway, maybe, I hope, is backspin. Please give us back the backspin. Let us be able to fully loft up a wedge, or a pitch shot, or a flop shot. Get the ball 10 to 20 feet past the hole and spin it back. Let it spin back to the hole. Doesn't have to be anything extreme, like, you know, getting 50 feet rollouts and backspin, but just let us have some backspin. You can get little elements of it here and there in TGC 2019, but in TGC1 and TGC2 you could get that backspin. Nothing overly major, just would love to see that coming back. Moving on then, I was mentioning earlier about the differences in shot feedback, but one thing that we need, and I know it was done with good intentions in TGC 2019 in regards to this shot feedback, we need to be able to see that on, if I'm playing against, whether it's a friend or a live rival, ghost, online matchmaking, whatever, we need to be able to see our opponent or ghost ball's shot feedback. Again, as I said, I'm pretty sure it was done with good intentions, but, and to add a little bit of mystery of, is my opponent swinging well, as his or her tempo okay, but that it brought some serious toxicity into the community, with accusations flying left, right and centre towards anybody who was most likely played from day one of TGC1, and they know the core game mechanics, and they're able to shoot low, if not every round, very like 99% of the time able to shoot low, and it's just accusation, and it's all down to not being able to see the shot feedback. Yeah, fair enough, there was accusations, straight shooting and all that bull crap in TGC1 and TGC2, even though you could see the shot feedback, but it was minimal compared to 2019. It's out of control pretty much. Yeah, especially when you've got new people coming into the game and they're like, holy shit, these people are scoring 15, 16, 17 under par every round. I'm struggling to break par. They have to be up to something. Like, the straight away they're saying to themselves, they must be up to something. So we definitely need to get the shot feedback back for the next game, and I'm pretty sure I do talk for 99.9% minimum of the entire community for that one. Another one that I think needs to be worked on is actually, I mentioned there a minute ago, online matchmaking against random players. That could have been so much more. It would have been a lot better. Like, we're limited to, what is it, 6 or 7 courses, I think it is, and it's always a 9-hole match play. Can't even get full 18-hole match play. Not that I'm aware of anyway, I haven't played it for a while. But course conditions are always the same. They're always the same, and it got very dull for me personally, and it got very dull very quick. So what I'd like to be able to do is, if I wanted to do an online matchmaking against a random person, I could pick whatever course out well into the 6-figure sum of courses that are available in the database now. Pick any one of those courses that I wanted, set up the conditions, whether I want them soft or fast or firm or slow, whatever, wind conditions as well, set that session up and let 1 to 3 other people join for a match, for like stroke play or skins or something like that, or just another person for match play, or even an alt shot. Give it, like, definitely that would really bring a lot more, because a lot of people do like doing the matchmaking, maybe just want to get on and just have a quick match, but instead of waiting for other people to get on and join them. Another one as well that I've seen asked a few times is it possible to get, like, this is for TGC 2019, is it possible to actually get, I've actually finished the TGC 2019 round before, finished in TGC2, even though I wasn't speeding up any shots. But yeah, one thing that I've seen a few times is there any way to get crowds on in a casual round, so outside of career mode and outside of societies and stuff. And I think this is just, it's not a game breaker if it's not in, but like, I mean, I'd actually kind of like to see that as well, to see exactly what way a designer maybe has done a course with crowds on without having to be in a society, or having to be in, like, a solo society or an online society, whatever it is, something like that, just so you can see exactly the full work. And that's actually another thing which I've said in a few Gym Games videos. As I mentioned earlier, I highly doubt there's going to be another TGC game on this current gen of consoles, so it's going to be PS5, Xbox Series X, and, well, obviously PC. if there's in any way that it can be done, because me personally, I love to look at all the little details that designers do on a course. Taken for example, like for Juliana Spain and The Predator at UF by Chris CE, the detail that chap alone goes into on his courses. Let's have a Skycam, like what Jim Game's able to do in his videos. I love having a little look down at all the every little nook and cranny of the course and all the little finer details that 9 out of 10 people will miss. We're just coming up onto the last hole of this one actually, so I'd love to see that as well. So if that's in any way possible, try and squeeze that in there for the next game. But another one, the final one, is regular patches and or bug fixes for the game. Please don't abandon the game. I had a look at the information for TGC 2019. I think it was December 2018. Was the last time there was actually a downloaded patch update anyway for the game, and it literally is basically like it's been abandoned. And HB, like again, it's nothing personal against, but he's just went for it. It's the silence is deafening whenever there was topics brought up, like queries and all that sort of stuff. The silence was absolutely could be deafening. So we would really love to see, I'm pretty sure I speak for 99% of the community again, definitely want to see regular bug fixes and all that, because as great as the games have all been so far, there obviously, everybody knows there is the bugs here and there, and things that could be tweaked and improved upon, and it would be great to see that worked on. That if a number of people do pick up something in the new game, they could say, alright, let's get on that, let's fix that. So regular patches and updates and bug fixes and all that sort of stuff. But otherwise that's pretty much it. I'm going to leave a pinned comment down below for if anybody has any suggestions of their own as to what they'd like to potentially see in the next golf club game, or improved upon that's already in the game. So feel free to reply to that, or even just do your own comment. It doesn't really matter. But to be honest anyway, if you did make it this far in the video and you did enjoy it, I hope you did enjoy it. Thank you very much for watching. I shall talk to you all next week for the next True Sim challenge. Until then, take care, have yourself a good one, and bye for now.